Okay, so I'm Michael Dalton of Movie Parliament.
And I'm Dominic Schweingruber, also of Movie Parliament. And today's guest is...
Flott of faceless.
So what are we talking about today?
Well, today, Dominic, I'm glad you asked. Today we are talking about the news that Disney bought Lucasfilm for $4 billion and a new Star Wars movie in 2015. They're going to do a new trilogy and apparently a new film every 2 or 3 years.
So after the trilogy?
After the trilogy, they're going to keep it going somehow. Every 2 or 3 years, we're going to have a new Star Wars movie.
For infinity?
Yeah, when is it going to end?
So we'll end up with Star Wars episode 57, The Return of the Jedi, and then they'll just...
I mean, yeah, after a while, the people from the first 6 or whatever are going to die.
Well, that's the thing, because we're not sure whether, like, Luke, Leia, and Han, like the actors who played them, are going to be the new ones, like the old people. The guy who's writing it is Michael Arndt, who wrote Little Miss Sunshine, which is good.
and Star Wars is a bit different.
And he wrote Toy Story 3.
Oh,
that's a great movie. So he wrote 2 movies that you don't really associate with Star Wars, but he's a good... Little Miss Sunshine took... Well,
Toy Story is kind of like Star Wars.
They've good stories.
Toy stories. Good story.
What's his name? Buzz Lightyear? And...
Woody?
No.
Oh,
the bad guy.
Evers or...
Yeah, but it's pretty much the same thing.
And 3 was actually the worst Toy Story movie.
Really?
No.
I thought it was.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
You didn't get all teary?
Yeah. I guess we did 12 parts.
No.
And you skipped away his toys?
No, I did in 1 and 2. The ending of 3 I just thought was a bit like trying to blind.
Well, with a little bit of stuff.
Yeah, it was creepy as well.
I don't think...
No, the thing that annoyed me about that was that Andy, right, should have given his toys to his son, not some random girl. I wouldn't give my favourite toys to some girl I don't really know. I'd save them and then give them, if I had a son or a daughter, give them. That's such a mental. I should like flash forward with Andy when he was like
really old.
Well, not really old,
but
kid.
Yeah, when he was a kid.
Done the exact same scene, but giving toys to his kids, that would have been much better than some random.
And actually, just watching this movie over the summer with a bunch of kids, and kind of ruined the ending. As it was sort of, here, I brought you some toys to play with, and everybody in the theater just burst out laughing.
What's funny about that?
I
You need to explain the joke, bear in mind, this is a family. Well,
this is a family show. There are kids watching this.
Kids and babies.
Kids and babies are watching it.
Anyway, Star Wars. So who do you want to? Because we know who's writing it. Who do you want to direct it?
Michael Bay.
The guy who made District 9 would be cool. Neil Blomkamp.
But only if they all speak the same accents.
His
Okay,
name.
I mean, they all speak
if they're all significant, then I'll watch it. Okay? Otherwise, you know what?
Well, the guy made Luke would be cool. Ryan Johnson.
Yes, Ryan. Yes, with JGL.
Very good. Yeah.
Because the first rumor was that Matthew Vaughn would make it. Would make Kick-Ass and X-Men First Class because he dropped out of First Class 2 5 days before Star Wars, but then that was said it's not true. And then the other name is Colin Trevorrow, who was met with George Lucas because George Lucas liked this movie he did, Second Not Guaranteed. Everybody wants Brad Bird to make it, who made Mission Impossible 4 and Incredibles, but I don't know, I'm not down with that. And everybody says Joss Whedon as well, make the Avengers, but there's a reason that happened. Because Avengers 2 he's going to come out in 2015, so Star Wars is really busy doing that. Plus, he's not really...
Yeah, I wouldn't like a Joss Whedon.
Because his kind of dialogue doesn't really fit Star Wars.
Ryan Johnson, him and Ian JGL do like a...
Yes.
Helen, Bob Carter, Johnny Depp, and
Tim Burton.
Kind of deal, yeah.
And do you guys want like the old people to come back? Would you rather
I'd like
get
to
whole
see
new
them. I want to see them.
I'd like to have some reference
Yeah.
to the pre-existing universe.
If it's a new story, they shouldn't call it the same thing. Well, they can't call it the same thing, they should tell them.
And things that need to, because the whole first installment was all about Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Oh, so they need
Him becoming Darth Vader, and then Darth Vader like dying.
Actually,
spoiler alert.
Mike, spoilers!
Luke's dad. So they kind of need a new central thing because they can't just do Darth Vader again.
Right.
So they need a new
villain.
You think that's still going to be Sith, or?
But the thing is, Disney now, they own Star Wars and they own Marvel and they own the Muppets.
Yep.
They're huge.
Yes, Disney. They're going to buy Walmart and take over the world.
Or they'll just buy the world.
If you buy
$4 billion.
Maybe George Lucas donated all that money to charity.
Yeah, I did read it.
Which was good of him to do. Yeah. Although, like, he's probably the only person who can afford to make $4 billion and then give it away. 'Cause
Yes.
He's got like 50 billion probably already.
Yes.
So, where's your computer? Happy filming.
Oh, okay. So where were we?
I don't know.
Something about
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Oh, Disney.
Disney.
Yes.
And Disney buying the world.
Yeah, in fact, but they also Disney own Pixar, so maybe we could get a Star Wars Pixar movie.
Well, but
And it'll be cute.
what about the
But also, the thing I'm most looking forward to is like the theme parks stuff, like the whole
Theme parks.
new Star Wars.
Yeah,
That would
And
be
also,
amazing.
you can do some pretty awesome
Especially
rides.
if they did some StarArs Marvel crossover stuff, like a Super Smash Bros. Style video game. Marvel
Oh, okay,
characters
that's
versus Star Wars
yeah.
characters.
Just throw some Pixar people in there, so
Yeah.
there's some.
And throw some Muppets, like
Wreck-It
some
Ralph.
Muppets, get all
Yeah.
the Disney stuff.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh, okay. When are they making Wreck-It Ralph video game? That's my
They probably
Well,
will have.
isn't it
that needs to be
like a new one?
like no, like an actual
Okay.
They probably.
it needs to be a thing.
It's not even out here, though, is it?
No, 6th of December.
Everything is so late in Switzerland. So, let's talk about VHS.
VHS, yeah, that was.
VHS, you haven't seen it yet?
I have not, no.
We won't spoil anything for you.
Yeah, now I gotta think. Let's not spoil for anyone.
Essentially, it's four or five.
Look, it's
And
Witch, Slender, Girl, and then Haunted House.
Okay, so there's four mini movies inside this one larger movie that sort of links them all together. The concept is that there are a bunch of guys in this sort of old man house watching VHS tapes.
With like 50 TVs.
And we're not sure why.
All they're told is get in the house, like break into the house,
And find one specific
get the one tape, and then leave.
Isn't sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
But isn't there one story which is like a Skype conversation?
Yeah, there
Yeah,
is.
So
There.
it's like
and they want their VHS.
That's one of the kind of weird.
Okay, but it's the weirdest one.
Yeah. Well, no. Like in terms of like mini movies, I think it's one of the better ones. But like, well, because they're on VHS tapes, it's kind of weird.
It's Skype.
It's Skype, but it's on a VHS tape, which is kind of strange. So yeah.
Yeah.
All in all, it's a pretty good movie.
Hey guys, playing cereal. Yeah, okay, we're back now, but we've had some issues.
Yeah, so what happened was we spoke for like 20 minutes, but the camera only got 10. And then when we started talking about our stuff again, there was a fire alarm. Well, kind of.
Half a fire alarm, so we had to run away, and we're finally back, and we got a different room. I think it's nicer.
We have a plant now.
Yeah, we have
Flags.
a plant, his name's Reggie. He's our plant.
And we've got a flag for each of our countries because he's Welsh. I'm Scottish, and he's like
Great British.
Great British.
Great British.
So
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
also changed room because the other one was haunted. I think we said this before, there was a ghost in the room because the blinds kept going up and down, up and down.
and it was basically a cursed room if we couldn't finish anything in there.
Yeah, and I think, well, now we're trying to talk about VHS.
Finally.
Yeah.
For the third time.
Yeah, for the third time. So basically, VHS is 4 stories within one story. And each of these 4 stories, the way it connects with the big one is that within the big story, the people are watching the small story.
Yeah, it's a group of guys who sent to this sort of abandoned house to find specific VHS tape.
Yeah, just one tape.
That's one tape, and the house is like filled with VHS tapes. Although it does get kind of weird, like there's some kind of strange inconsistencies in it, because one of the sort of mini storylines is this.
We need to do. Are we doing VHS again? VHS.
Yeah, so we're back. Take
Oh,
four.
God.
Take 4 of the VHS review. There is a curse on reviewing VHS. There is a curse.
If we finish reviewing, we die. Okay. The universe is trying to stop other people from hearing.
It's a mess. Okay. Let's just do it really quickly because.
Okay, VHS. Go look at the IMDb. There you go.
Okay, it's 4 stories within a big story.
It's 4 little movies on VHS tapes.
And it's really good. Go watch it.
And scary.
Yes, there could be a sequel.
There could be a sequel.
It's open-ended. I'm not going to spoil anything, but you might not see all the characters in the sequel. Okay?
Yes.
I'm not saying
And
anything.
Gareth Evans, who directed The Raid, is doing one of the mini-stories in the sequel.
Yes.
Yes.
And The Raid is good. Watch The Raid.
The Raid is good.
It's the best action movie this year.
Pretty awesome.
And last year, and the year before that.
Okay.
And the year he was born. He won an award.
Indeed.
If you haven't seen Skyfall yet, you probably should, just because everybody's seeing it at the moment, but lower the expectations. It's not as good as people say. It is too long.
It's 2 hours and 23 minutes.
Jeez.
The villain is awesome.
That's a
And
long
the ending is
film.
cool, because it's basically like Home Alone, but darker. It's a darker and grittier Home Alone. for the last
Darker.
20 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Home
Okay.
Alone. What does Home Alone have to do with?
With Bond.
Yeah.
They're both awesome.
James Bond. Home Alone.
So you get guys like sucking on like Christmas ornaments.
They actually traps, like they put explosives in the light bulbs, so then she turns on the lights and there's a huge explosion.
So
And they do this whole mirror trick, which is
it's like Saw.
yeah. Home Alone is basically the prequel to Saw. No mom's calling me.
Okay, take it.
You're wrong.
Hello. I'm so excited for part 2.
Part 2.
Are you joking?
Part 2.
I haven't seen part 1 yet.
Although,
I've seen
to be-
Twilight, New Moon, and Eclipse, but I haven't seen Breaking Dawn part 1.
Michael.
To be perfectly fair,
They're good movies.
Okay, I saw the first
The
Twilight.
yeah, I
first one's
saw
awesome.
Twilight.
That's the only one I saw.
New Moon is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life, and then Eclipse is okay.
Is it
To
worse
be
than
perfect-
Aliens versus Avatar? Because that was terrible.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, to be perfectly fair.
I haven't seen Alien vs. Avatar, but already with that title, it's better than the movie.
Well, but if any of the Twilight movies had any hope in hell of
Being decent.
being halfway decent, it would be the second part of Breaking Dawn.
Even though
But
it's
this one?
Yeah.
Breaking Dawn's really creepy because Jacob falls in love with the baby.
Yes.
Jacob falls because you know how the whole thing is that Jacob
The
falls in
werewolf.
love with Bella, right?
The werewolf love
And,
interest.
then she has a baby.
Oh, and he loves that baby?
So
Yes.
And straight away he falls in love with the baby.
It's like called imprinting or something.
Is this a real thing?
That's so sick.
It is in the
And
Twilight.
I saw a review of Breaking Dawn Part 2 and the guy says literally there's parts where Jacob is just like staring at the baby. So
Basically, yeah, we were just gonna wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
So what do we So we talked about Star Wars
Star Wars
and Toy Story and VHS and Werewolf and Skyfall. So we're done.
Yeah, so we're done. I think, Mike, do you want to call it? Want to call it?
We're done.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.